What's up, guys? Today we got a little project going on. We're gonna be modifying the 370Z taillights. Finally do something a little different. Let me show you guys what I got. Check them out, y'all. These are the taillights I got. If you guys didn't know already, these are the JDM tails that come stock in the 370Zs over there in Japan. What you guys think? We're gonna be cutting them open and then deleting the red. So we're gonna be making a full clear taillight. So you guys are gonna come along with me and see if I mess up or if we make this taillight look hella good. So, all right, guys. Before we start, I'm gonna make this ball into there. Ready? What? Oh, motherfucker! Fuck that shit. All right, guys, we got the OEM tails. We're gonna start with these first before I cut into the expensive JDM ones. So what I gotta do is cut along all this edge right here. The only tricky part is once I start getting to this bracket right here, all the little support brackets are in the way and I have to cut inside in between there. So I think what I'm gonna try is cutting around them and hopefully I don't cut through anything. And if I do, I'll just get new tails, fuck it. But these are the test dummies basically, so I'm gonna just send it. All right, guys, we got the first cuts in. They're not the prettiest, but honestly, I'm working with what I got. I couldn't find a hot knife around me, so I'm gonna just send it. I'll let you guys know if it turns out good. If it doesn't, it's okay. It's my car. All right, guys, check it out. There she is, all opened up.
Holy cow.
That right there is exactly what I need to make that right there fully clear.
Holy cow.
Sheesh. We shall see how it turns out. All right, guys, so there's a screw here. I'm guessing we take this one off. And then there's a screw here to take this off. And I'm hoping that once I take this off, then there's gonna be another screw right here so I could take this whole thing off. So I could switch it over. So, let's see. All right, guys, never mind. That thing was just unclippable. I just unclipped it, sas.
Unclippable.
Please be careful with the
No,
fingerprints.
I'm showing the camera. Oh, why is it like diamonds?
All right, guys, this is the second tail light. Cuts are cleaner on this one. Still just using the Dremel and then the soldering pen. The soldering pen, I had to fit it in here because I couldn't get it with the Dremel. But big ass gap, but fuck it. We'll see how it turns out, guys. We'll see how it turns out. It looks Gucci though. Sheesh. All right, guys, look. I already got this one off. So now I'm gonna put this one onto the clear lens. All right, guys, this is how it looks with it on. What y'all think? Fire or trash?
It's trash, I'm gonna smack.
What'd you say?
If that girl says trash, I'm gonna smack them.
Oh, nice.
Trash.
Yeah.
Smack him now. Oh!
Hey.
All right, y'all. We're starting a plastic welder right here. I'll update you guys in a bit with the finished product. All right, we got it all plastic welded. She looks chillin'. Check it out, y'all. All right, guys. Now that I got the job done, now I can actually explain how to do it. So let's go. All right, y'all. So this is the OEM tail light. So this is the tail light now replaced with the red piece that's down here. You can't even tell the difference, honestly. But this is the one that I kind of practiced with. So I practiced sealing it and I practiced cutting it first with this one. I ended up sealing it differently with the clears, but this was what I used to practice. So look, I'm gonna use this as just like a reference or a guidance. This is done pretty bad. Like this has no plastic welding. It's literally just straight up silicone. And the gaps are pretty big, so I ended up putting a lot of silicone right here. But I'm not gonna be using these tails. I mean, you guys could do it like this because it does work. But I recommend plastic welding. And then if you guys have any little cracks or anything, or any cuts that are a little too big, you could fill in the little cracks or the holes with. This here is what I use for that. You guys want a screenshot or whatever, you guys can get this. And now the cuts. So It's very crucial, honestly. This is very important, the cuts, when you guys do it, because if you guys cut in too deep, this part is right there and you guys could cut into it. Or same thing with this. You see the cuts are super close. So you guys could cut into that too. So you gotta be careful when you're cutting. Like right there on that edge. Okay, let me show you guys the locations where I cut, okay? So here, basically this full white line is where I cut. So you guys could see. All I used was a Dremel. I cut here along the edges. Same thing over here. And then straight through the corner, all the way down. I kind of followed the little line that goes here and it separates because that's where it welds the lens into the plastic. You guys, well, since this was my first one, I didn't know that I could have cut a little bit further in over here, and it makes it easier to remove the actual tail light and like all the pieces inside. So you guys could see on this one. Yeah, so those are the cutting spots. I also had to trim that piece a little bit so that I could get the Dremel in through here. So this piece right here was like that piece. You see how much higher it was? So I had to cut through that. I cut through the tabs here. Some tabs here, some tabs here. And then once I started getting into these deep ones, I started cutting into here. See what I mean? All across here. And then once I got to this point, I turned it and I started cutting this way. Again, be careful guys, because you guys might damage something inside. So you just gotta be hella careful. If you guys are wondering what tool I used, I just used a Dremel. Just basic. Just got the job done. That's all I used. I used a little bit of the soldering pen because the Dremel couldn't get to some certain spots on the tail light, and I just poked it with that. I got a hot knife, but the hot knife was not working at all. So I got another little project going on right here. A little broken heart for the rear third brake light. It's gonna be cool. We'll see when I get that done. But yeah, let me see, any other things? Okay, quick explanation too. Once you guys have the cuts already pre-made and all that, it's still gonna be kind of stuck in there, especially because we're cutting up here. I was told to cut in through here and use a hot knife all through that line. You see if you follow that line. But since I didn't have a hot knife, I couldn't make it work, so I did it some other way. So since this is all like standing straight, like you could get away with doing it like this. Obviously I did it, so I cut through there. It's gonna be stuck a little bit, so what I did is I removed these screws. All the screws that were back here, I removed this one too, and then this one over here. I just put these ones back on so I could put the lens back on. And that what's gonna do, it's gonna free this piece up right here, this whole piece, so that you're able to pick up this plastic part and kind of move it this way, because you're gonna have to do that because of this. So you gotta be careful with the corners. And then right here, once you loosen this part over here, you're gonna bring it up, and then this part's still gonna be in there, so you're gonna kind of start pulling this way, and then also like you're gonna be pulling like this and then picking it up. So once you pick it up, that piece is gonna stay in the tail light, and then this is gonna come out just like how this is right here. So pretty cool. That's how it looks, you see. So that could be in the way too. You see that right there. You just gotta be careful, guys. Over here, it's pretty easy. But you see what I mean over here too? Super close. But we were able to get it done without damaging any parts. So if I could do it, you guys could do it too. It's nothing out of this world. It's pretty easy. But yeah, once you go back to like reseal it, put it together, what you do is you put 2 of the screws back, like kind of like what I did right here. I put these 2 screws back on so that I could hold that. And then obviously you put this piece in first, and then you put that one on. So then when you do that, you put it back on your light, and then, on your lens, and then you just start plastic welding all along the sides, every corner. I plastic welded everything from here to here. And then what I couldn't plastic weld, I plastic welded almost everything. The little things that I couldn't plastic weld, then I filled it in with that. And he got the job done. I washed the car yesterday. I pressure washed the tail lights, everything. And no leaks, no condensation. Everything was sealed up and perfectly fine. So if you guys want to do it, give it a shot. Tag me if you guys get it done. If you guys have any questions, you guys could feel free and hit me up, and I'll answer all your questions. But yeah, this is how to do it. So let me know. Also, I recommend you guys to get like a gray of that, like not necessarily the white. I got the white just so I could see exactly where I'm putting it. But if you guys want it to hide a little bit more, you could never tell. You can't even see it through the front or the sides or anything. You'll never ever see it. But if you guys want to make it look a little more professional, since this is my first time, I'm pretty sure if I do it again, I'll get a gray silicone just because now I know what I'm doing. But since I didn't know what I was doing, I got the white one, and then I just made it work. You guys see, trial and error. You see this? This is not good. I wouldn't let that slide for my next job if I do it again. But yeah, that's why I just plastic welded the other ones. Made it look a lot cleaner. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you guys out. Now we're going to do just a quick little walk around of the Z, just so you guys see how it looks with the tails on and stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.
Tickets to them places don't come cheap. I see it back in Turks. Remember who took it at first, and don't you forget it. Got you a whip, but then you got back on your shit. I had to tell Eric, go get it. I'm always moving too fast, the feeling don't last. I feel like you take me for granted. Probably my fault for the way that I handle it. I should've put you somewhere where no one could find you. Man, she not in sticks with nothing around you. Katy, Texas,